Hey guys, I got with the picks here. It is Sunday, early morning. Real early. Yesterday we lost. We had the under in the Illinois game. And we had it at 43.5 and it hit 44. You know, I'm not one to make excuses. But I will say it was very, very hard to take that loss. That score should have never even been close to that score if you watched the game. And if you watched the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For us to get clipped by that hook, hurt. It did. It moved our record to 14-7-2. We are still sitting at 66.6%. I'll take it all day. We are going to regroup today, and we are going to get back up on the horse, and we're going to start trotting again. The game we're looking at is Washington traveling to Dallas. This line opened up at 6, sits at 3, total at 43. It's sitting at 41. These are two teams definitely heading in different directions. With Washington losing their last two to the Lions, they've lost their last two. 2 games ago was against the Lions. Where they were given a point in that game, and they were down 22 at halftime, and they lost by 9. Detroit has the worst passing defense in the league, and they give up the most points. And Washington couldn't do nothing with that. And then they got beat by Philadelphia at home, with Philly scoring 24 points in the second quarter. And that's all they scored. That's all they needed to score. If they would have scored 10 points in the second quarter, it would have been enough. They did get a late touchdown with about a minute to go in the game. And they ended up losing that game by 16 points. This Washington team is an absolute mess right now. They can't run the ball at all. Their defense checks out as they're just right ahead of Detroit. And after this week, it'll probably go right behind Detroit. The defense is just atrocious. Yeah, I mean, they can't stop the run or the pass. I mean, especially if a team wants to score. I mean, if you watch the Philly game, if you ask me, Philly played with them like they were dead. Just played with them. I don't expect Dallas to play with them. Not a conference game at all. This Washington defense are giving up 28 points a game, and they're scoring 21 points on the offensive side for themselves. And now they're going to Dallas, and they're facing one of the best defenses in the league. The defense they faced Tampa Bay, they faced Cincinnati, and his defense has only given up 17 points a game. You know, since Cooper Rush took over, he hasn't made a mistake. And when I say make a mistake, he has not turned the ball over one time in 2.5 games. That's impressive. He's completing 63% of his passes, and they're winning. They're winning at home. They're winning on the road. They're winning non-conference games. They're winning conference games on the road. They're hitting a good stride right now. And now they're heading back. They're heading back home. They're heading back home to play Washington at home. Their running situation, their two-headed running scheme is working out excellent for them. They ran for like 315 yards and 2 touchdowns between Pollard and Zeke. They have 334 yards and 2 touchdowns. I apologize. This week they welcome back, and this is for sure, they welcome back Michael Gallup He comes back this week, which is their clear-cut number 2. In my book, he's their clear-cut 1A. Michael Gallup's a stud. He is an absolute stud. So if it wasn't already bad for Washington, it just got worse. It just got worse. I'm not expecting a full workload out of Michael Gallup. He may not get a full workload this week. He may not get a full workload next week. He may not get a full workload for a couple weeks down the road. But I don't think he needs a full workload, especially in this game. What Michael Gallup does is he stretches the field and he takes one of your best defenders off of another defender that they've been using against Dallas over the past 3 weeks. And now you leave people exposed. Not only Gallup is going to be back here, Dalton Schultz is also back today, also their tight end. He's a stud. So, I mean, you're looking at, obviously, Prescott being out, but, I mean, this is about as healthy as the Cowboys team has been all year without their starting quarterback. And this is a team that can do some damage. They can do a lot of damage. I mean, they got plenty of weapons on the field at their disposal. Washington's 2-5-1 against the spread in their last 8 versus the NFC. They're 0-4 against the spread in the last 4 in October. Washington is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 versus Dallas. Dallas is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 in October. They're 18-7 against the spread in their last 25 overall. And they're 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 against Washington. Just putting it nicely, I see a terrible defense that will not have an answer for whatever the Cowboys want to do. I don't care if it is run off tackle, if it's a sweep run, if it's a play action, if it's an all streak, if it's a post, if it's a dig. I don't care what they run. I cannot see Washington pushing back much at all. I mean, this defense really is that bad. And now you're coming into AT&T Stadium with a live crowd. I'm talking live. One of the loudest stadiums going. And you got a quarterback that's trying to save his name, which, unfortunately, I like Carson Wentz as a quarterback, but he's in a bad, especially this week, he's in a bad spot for him. In this Cowboys defense, I mean, they're special. I mean, they really are. I mean, Micah Parsons, I mean, he's already, I mean, hell, I mean, I know it's early, but you hear the commentators comparing him to LT. I mean, a little early on the LT comparison, but I get it. I mean, the kid is an absolute stud. 4 sacks on the year. I mean, hell, he was sick last game. And you watched him on Monday Night Football. I mean, he was everywhere. They got a special secondary. I mean, they got a very, very special defense that likes to apply pressure at all times. Micah Parsons I don't want to talk too much about the kid, but if he wanted to play wide receiver, if he wanted to play running back, if he wanted to play tight end, he could play any of those positions. Hell, if he wanted to play cornerback, he runs a sub 440. At that weight and that size, that's scary. I look for Dallas to get their second conference conference win. Last week they beat the Giants. Now they turn around, and I see them beating up on Washington pretty easily. I look for them to get their second conference win, and also it being a comfortable win at home. So obviously, guys, you know what the pick is. The pick is take Dallas minus the 3 points. I know we've had back-to-back losses on here, and trust me, I'm hard on myself when it comes to losses, and I really didn't like the amount of money that I lost on that under today, especially watching the game play out in front of my eyes. I was not happy about that one bit. I expect for us to get a good solid win today. And hopefully if we do, maybe if it's around second or third quarter and I see us looking sharp, I do like the 8 o'clock game tomorrow night. Maybe I'll put some stuff down on paper and put that out maybe towards the end of the end of halftime, or maybe the 4 o'clock games or something. Guys, you already know. Thank you for everything. Keep hitting the thumbs up. Keep leaving comments. I don't care what the comment is. Just keep leaving them. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate you. The shares, the likes, the comments, the everything. Just continue to do it, and I'll continue to bring you winners. I promise you that. We're sitting at 66%. We're going to go up to 68 after today's game. Guys, you already know what I'm going to do until I get back to you. I'm going to get back to getting this cash.